Hello and welcome to Nutshell Recaps. This video explains the synopsis of the movie Apocalypto. Warning, there will be spoilers, so proceed with caution. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, it will really help our channel grow. A group of early 16th century Mayans embarked on a hunting trip to locate a wild tapir in the jungle. The team is led by Flint Sky, while Jaguar Paw, his son, shares the animal's parts with the other members, who embrace them with great respect. However, Blunted, an outsider in the group, falls for a ruse by Jaguar Paw and consumes the tapir's testicles under the pretense that doing so will make him fertile. However, after just one bite, Blunted rapidly throws them back up. The group encounters a nomadic tribe as they make their way back to the settlement. The tribe requests nothing more than to be allowed to pass through the region, appearing to be weak and starving. When Jaguar Paw inquires as to what transpired, the wanderers respond that their community was destroyed. He starts to inquire further, but Flint Sky interrupts him and lets the wanderers pass. Jaguar Paw observes them leaving with obvious concern. After returning to the village, Flint advises Jaguar not to be alarmed by what he saw. He describes dread as a contagious illness that affects everyone. Jaguar is reassured that there is no need to be concerned right now because they will debate what to do about the wanderers tomorrow. As the hunters arrive back in their tranquil setting, the community is ecstatic. To the amusement of the rest of the clan, Blunted's mother-in-law chastises him for failing to conceive her daughter. Jaguar visits Seven, his own wife who is expecting, in order to be with her. The tribe gathers around a fire that evening as an elder recounts them a tale. They continue to consume, dance, and have a good time after that. In this tranquil region of the globe, everything is good. Things start to go horribly wrong the following morning. A group of Mayan soldiers sneakily approaches the tribe as it sleeps. They surround the tribe in an effort to infiltrate it and abduct the tribe members who are asleep inside. Naturally, things do not work out so well, and the tribe quickly learns of the assault. As everyone attempts to flee and fight the attackers, this incident creates chaos. Jaguar is effective in removing his expectant wife and unborn child from the village and transporting them to a nearby earthen pit. He lowers them into the over 20-foot deep hole as the hamlet burns behind him. A warrior attacks him as he is doing this, and he must defend himself while also protecting his fiancée. He instructs his wife and child to wait for him as he runs back into the village after putting them in the hole. Sadly, the community can no longer be saved. Burned out huts and bodies are lying all over the place. Many are bound and tied, while others are already deceased. Paul the Jaguar discovers Flint now prisoners. Sky rushes to intervene as Middle Eye, a fighter, is engaged in combat. He and Middle Eye exchange blows, but it looks as if Jaguar is going to overcome and even defeat him. But then, the leader of the Mayan warriors, Zero Wolf, stops the fight and throws Jaguar to the ground. Middle Eye is furious that Jaguar got the better of him and wants to kill him right now, but Zero Wolf won't let him. Instead, Middle Eye kills Jaguar Paw's father right in front of his eyes, relishing in how much pain it's bringing him. It's pretty damn vindictive and breaks Jaguar Paw, as one would expect. The people of the tribe are now prisoners. The women of the tribe, including Blunted's own wife, are attacked and killed in front of them as they are compelled to witness while they are bound together. Jaguar turns to face his wife, Seven, in the hole as the warriors get ready to relocate everyone. He has not found her yet, but since he is departing, she has no chance of escaping. She is practically deceased. The tribe is compelled by the warriors to march through the jungle. They run into another squad of fighters who are following another squad of prisoners along the road. Jaguar recognizes them as wanderers from the day before, and he now knows what happened to the rest of their clan. Zero Wolf converses with Cut Rock, his own son, as they stroll. He gives the child special dagger as a token of his newfound manhood and compliments him on how he conducted himself during the battle. For the inmates, the trip is challenging. They are made to march through the dangerous jungle for days while having their wrists bound and tied together. One prisoner party nearly falls off the edge of the cliff they are walking along at one point. As if it were a game, Middle Eye prods them and urges them to save themselves. Jaguar is largely responsible for helping them recover, but it was a near call. Still, just in case they were not aware of how little their lives mattered, Middle Eye sends the weakest of them over the edge. Seven watches in the hole for Jaguar to come out, but they must already be aware of their predicament. As they get closer to their destination, the prisoners notice vast tracts of cleared territory where enormous trees are being felled carelessly. Having never witnessed such things, the inmates stare at everything and are in awe. They soon encounter a young girl holding her deceased mother in a wasteland. The soldiers murmur that they must avoid her because she is infected. They push the female back as she attempts to move forward. She bursts out laughing and warns them that their time is running out. Both the pitch-black heavens and the man chasing the jaguar should be feared. He will put a stop to them all. They are obviously troubled by this prophecy. When they arrive at the Mayan metropolis, the prisoners have never seen anything like it. The structures are much larger than any house. Additionally, thousands of people are busy at work and crammed into the streets. Disease, however, is rife among the populace because this culture is unhealthy. The prisoners look at the crowds with bewilderment and pity as they move through the streets. This civilization is in trouble. The inmates are covered in blue paint from shoulder to foot as they pass through. They come across some murals that show brutal sacrifices of individuals who are blue in color. Middle Eye laughs and nods at Jaguar as he studies the illustrations, all but conceding that soon he will look like one of them. However, they are led into a new area before Jaguar can respond. With steps leading up the middle, this area is centered around two enormous red-painted stone pyramids. Around these pyramids, throngs of people congregate while singing and dancing together. A group of men are engaged in a ritual at the top of the main pyramid when a headless corpse falls down the steps and into the crowd. Jaguar sees the fear and knowing in the eyes of the sacrificed victim, and the prisoners are led up to the top of the pyramid, where a group of religious officials are gathered to address the crowd. The high priest calls out to the people, explaining how a plague has befallen the city and how it struck down the people and made them appear weak. But they're not weak, and to prove it, they're going to offer up some sacrifices to their great god. The people are cheering. The first sacrifice is horrific. They drag one of the prisoners onto the podium, lay him out flat, and cut him open while he's alive. Before beheading him, they rip out his insides and sacrifice them to their deity. They repeat this while Jaguar, who has been injured, and the others observe in terror, realizing they are the next victims. What is worse is that they are powerless to stop it. It appears to be over for Jaguar when it is his time to be sacrificed. He believes that he still has time left and does not want to pass away. However, a solar eclipse happens right before the knife is cut, and the Mayan society panics over what it means. According to the high priest, this is a sign from their deity approving and blessing their sacrifices. Jaguar's life is miraculously spared in some way, but not for long. The surviving inmates are transported to the city's outskirts and placed on a sizable open field. Another prisoner is untied and told to flee into the jungle beyond the field in order to escape. They actually do that, but then the warriors start hurling missiles and shooting arrows at them. To the delight of the warriors, they attempt to dodge but are swiftly taken out. The command to run is then given to Jaguar and another one. They zigzag cleverly as they head for freedom. They appear to be able to flee as they deflect those missiles, but one hits each of them in the face and another one hits Jaguar in the side of the stomach. He goes down, appearing to be dead. When Blunted takes hold of Cut Rock's foot, Cut Rock is deflected from using a blade to kill him. Jaguar is now able to outwit him thanks to this. He murders Cut Rock before escaping into the forest and claiming his ill-gotten freedom. Zero Wolf looks on in horror as his son is struck down. In a fit of rage, he orders his followers to pursue Jaguar, and the warriors scatter into the jungle to pursue them. Jaguar is trying to escape death, but he can hear the Mayan soldiers pursuing and following him. Thinking fast, he climbs a tree and hides in the brush until the Mayans pass, but as he hides, blood drips down from his wound and falls on one of the Mayan warriors' backs. They continue to run, though, until they discover they have lost his trail. They are now incensed and confused about what happened after noticing the blood on the warrior's back and realizing Jaguar Paw has fled to the trees while remaining concealed in the undergrowth. A baby jaguar is calling from a limb over, and Jaguar Paw can hear it. He then widens his eyes and sees a fully grown jaguar in the tree watching him. Jaguar appears to be paralyzed in terror as it growls at him. The soldiers are back on the ground, dispersed, looking for him. One of them spots Jaguar Paw sprinting at full pace through the forest. They give chase, with one of the men charging out in front and getting closer and closer. Little do they realize that Jaguar Paw is being chased by the jaguar, and when one of the warriors gets too close, he steps between the two, and the jaguar leaps and takes him down instead. Jaguar Paw flees into the jungle. The warriors realize that the death of their friend is a sign that the omen given by the sick little girl is happening. They worry that this will be their demise as a group, but Zero Wolf tells them to stay quiet, insists that the words are meaningless, and urges them to pursue Jaguar Paw. Seven and her son are back in the hole, watching a pack of baboons battle over their heads. One of the baboons falls into the hole, and Seven is compelled to club it to death before it can attack him. The soldiers keep tabs on Jaguar Paw, as one of them shows the others some blue markings on a tree. A serpent lunges at him and bites him in the neck, killing him. They depart from the corpse and pursue Jaguar Paw. He is being approached by the soldiers. He notices them behind him as he peers over his shoulder. They barely miss him with their javelins and arrows, which they discharge. He is running for his life when he stumbles upon a strong waterfall. He is perched on the brink, staring down at the turbulent waters below. The moment he spots the warriors in his rear view, he realizes he is powerless. With one last breath, he sprints toward the cascade and launches himself off it, plunging to the depths below. When his body does not show up, the warriors presume he is dead. Jaguar ascends to the shore, identifies the warriors standing back observing him, and then mocks them. He claims to be Jaguar Paw and that this is his forest, which he claims to understand better than anyone else. He challenges them to do so. When one of his men objects when Zero Wolf tells them they should leap, Zero Wolf silently cuts off his throat. Then he orders his men to leap before he himself falls. Jaguar runs back into the jungle, but inadvertently falls into a mud pit and almost drowns. He appears covered in mud and collapses on his back, apparently defeated. He resolves to be brave like his father taught him after thinking of his wife. Jaguar abruptly materializes in front of the warriors as they are still looking for him, a leaf folded over his head. The warriors are attacked by a hornet's nest that he throws open, sending them into a frenzy. Jaguar then locates a toad that is toxic and coats 3 long thistles with its poison. He marks a location in the forest and turns around to approach the warriors from behind. Jaguar kills one of the warriors immediately when they discover the marking by firing the thistles at him. When Middle Eye returns to retrieve the dead corpse, Jaguar suddenly materializes in front of him, and the two of them engage in combat. Middle Eye attacks Jaguar with a ferocious axe strike. Middle Eye swings his axe, but Jaguar dodges it and slides under it. She then picks up another axe from the floor and slams it into Middle Eye's skull, killing him. As it begins to rain, Seven attempts to use her son as a grappling hook to climb out of the hole, but the stick breaks and she slides back down. The rain pours into the hole, rapidly filling it up around their feet. As Seven tries to maintain her head above water, she goes into labor. Zero Wolf chases Jaguar as he sprints through the trees. When he turns to face Zero Wolf as he approaches, Zero fires an arrow into his torso, knocking him to the ground. When Jaguar stands back up and encourages Zero Wolf to charge, a trap abruptly pops up and pierces Zero's chest. Jaguar had forewarned him that it was his woodland and that it was the same trap used to capture the tapper earlier. Seven is compelled to stand on a rock in order to give birth while keeping her head above the ocean as the water level rises. The birth of the child is visible in the deep ocean. With the other 2 warriors hot on his heels, Jaguar makes it to the border of the jungle and stumbles onto the water. As they all stare out to sea beyond the waves, they all freeze, completely stunned. The warriors witness numerous conquistador ships anchored off the coast as well as smaller boats approaching the beach. The warriors are in a state of astonishment and immobility as the conquistadors wear strange attire. Jaguar Paw takes advantage of the situation to leave the beach and look for his partner. Fortunately, the time it takes for a person to reach a secure place is when a person's voice. Later, while circling the jungle's periphery, Jaguar Paw and Seven notice the approaching ships. Jaguar Paw declines when Seven requests if they can go to them. In order to start over, he advises her that they should venture into the forest. After all, he is Jaguar Paw and the jungle is his home.